Good evening. The news summary for this Sunday, 12th July. The Association for Agricultural Production in Seychelles, APAS, has held its first annual general meeting. The association, which was officially registered in January of this year, and according to its chairperson, Dr. Barry Norris, the association aims to bring all members of the agricultural sector together to push the sector forward and encourage more developments within the sector. APAS is the eighth agricultural association registered in Seychelles. The Enterprise Seychelles Agency ESSA has organized a workshop on how to make a face mask from scratch. It was attended by small business operators, tailor instructors from associations such as the Up Brigade and WASO, as well as from the Exceptional School. The workshop was to address public demands for masks, which has risen since the SPTC implemented obligatory use of masks on its buses. The masks are made in line with the criteria defined by the Department of Health. The one-day workshop included sessions on health and safety practices, on how to use the mask, as well as financial consultancy. ESSA is offering the training to all interested parties, whether as a business or as an individual.
We have the ladies inside who are seamstresses who also wishes to know how to get the knowledge of making this mask, and it will benefit them in the future also. And we also have had the opportunity to introduce Mrs. Tinawao from Health and Safety Standards. She gave a lecture about the how, no, and when of using this face mask in the public areas. And also we have had the opportunity of Mr. Peter Wozeli, who is a consultant working with us with the training, and he gave us some financial tips on how to manage this mask making, also thinking of the pricing of the product.
The French journalist Charlotte Pavard has published a new guide about Seychelles Beaches. She has traveled for 6 months around Seychelles to find the 20 most beautiful beaches in the country. The guide is now available for 300 rupees in Victoria's bookshops. She has auto-published the guide, and it is printed on recyclable paper.
So this is a book I've done. It's the 20 most beautiful beaches in Seychelles. So it's a guidebook. I explain. I am a journalist. I'm specialized in travel and in cinema, and I wrote many travel guides. Among them, for the main editor in France, which is called Gallimard. And I wrote travel guides on Seychelles, a French travel guide on Seychelles, but always for others. So at some point one day I said, okay, now let's do my work. It's time to do my own work. I was quite discreet, so it was a step for me, but I thought it would be nice to share my story. It was time to share my story and give a little bit of what I was lucky to see when I was a kid and now in Seychelles, because my father, Claude Pavard, the photographer, some might know him, took me, my sister and my mother to the islands since I've been 6 months old. For the holidays and everything, I would travel on the islands and see Seychelles, and it's my story. So yeah, I thought it would be nice to share.
Tourism establishments are coming up with innovative ways to encourage local clientele to fill their empty rooms and restaurants. Hilton Seychelles Labrise Resort on Silhouette has recently launched its new concept called Campcation. This is a holiday full of activities for school children and their parents.
After a success with their staycation holiday back in June, Hilton Labrise is organizing another holiday for the locals, this time targeting children aged 6 to 11 and their parents. Several activities have been organized for these children, such as Little Hotelier School, where they get to learn how a hotel is run. They will have the opportunity to discover how to cook some of the chef's secret recipes and share the experience with their parents.
Like cookies, pizzas, and afterwards they can eat it with their family. And
There are also activities programmed for parents while the kids are busy. They are limiting numbers to families of 4.
This program will take no more than 20 students per week and no more than 5 students per class.
Hilton is targeting primary school children. Head teachers from 6 state schools and at least 1 private school were at the launch. The emphasis is to give the children a memorable holiday despite the current economic difficulties.
Let's face it, kids deserve a holiday and they deserve a nice summer as well. In whichever economic situation we are, I think we should allow them to have something positive to remember.
Education officials has to ensure certain security measures are in place before the ministry engages itself in any activity.
We need to take into account the current COVID situation so as to ensure that all security precautions are being taken. And also in terms of adults conducting the activities, we also need to ensure that those adults have been cleared.
The hotel is confident it has the necessary measures in place.
We take identification here at the La Brise Lounge during check-in, and there's going to be quite an exhaustive questionnaire before the children actually come. We have the Clean Stay program, which is focused on cleaning every area of the property in much more detail than normally we would have, so it's quite a long procedure.
It is not always easy to keep children busy during the school holiday. This campcation might just kill 2 birds with 1 stone, keeping the children busy and the hotel's room filled. Parents will have to bear the cost of this holiday.
That's the end of this news summary. Join me at 8 for the news bulletin in Creole. Until then, have a pleasant evening.